Hi, I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, today I want to talk about what it means for you individually as Rahu and Ketu are about to shift signs. Now, Rahu is about to go into Aries, and Ketu's about to go into Libra. This will be March 16th, and they will be there till around the end of November of 2023. So Rahu and Ketu stay in a sign for a year and a half. And wherever they are in your chart are going to be the points of the most dramatic changes in your life. So I think it's imperative that you know where they are. So I'm going to go through all 12 signs, and when I'm talking about the signs, I want you to know I'm talking about either your ascendant, which is your rising sign. In Vedic astrology, we call it the Lagna, but it is the sign of the first house. It initiates the beginning of your chart. And the other thing that I want you to realize is how you feel about your life will be depicted by your moon sign. So I will say, listen to the moon and the ascendant. They're the most important variables, not the sun. And I am talking about Vedic sidereal astrology. If you're trying to use your Western placements, you'll get it wrong. So please do this right, and look up the proper placements before you listen. So in order to find your Vedic placements, go to my website. I have a free chart calculator, galacticcenter.org. And remember, when you're looking at those charts, if you're new to Vedic astrology, those charts will not make sense to you because first you're looking at probably the circular charts. You're not going to make sense of these right away. So I ask you to scroll down to the bottom where it clearly tells you what your moon sign is and what your AS, representing the ASC ascendant, is. It will give you those two signs. Those are the ones I want you to listen to. Okay, with that, also while you're there at my website, remember to sign up for my free newsletter. With that, you're going to get all of my predictions delivered to your email address. And on my website, I am offering a slew of amazing new classes, the Shooting Star class, as well as the crash course in Vedic astrology. Pay attention when you go to galacticcenter.org. Okay, let's get on and talk about what this year and a half is going to be like for all of the signs. So if your ascendant or your moon sits in the sign of Aries, this will be a monumental year of change because Rahu's come into your first house or crossing over your moon. That is a huge emotional shift in your life. It could even mean a change of where you're living. Pretty much most everything is going to change, your attitude towards the world and your life. Plus, when you have Rahu in the first, that means Ketu's in your seventh. That means relationships are coming under fire. If there's something that you have not been addressing, kind of pushing beneath the carpet, no more is that possible. It's going to come out. You are going to have to face whatever things have not been addressed properly in relationships. So it's a make or break time. And of course, it can help make the relationship better if you look at it as a learning. And that's the way you should look at it. So you are going through a period where you're becoming stronger and more independent with Rahu being on your ascendant. You're going to feel like your whole life is changing and going a whole different direction. That is, if you have a moon or rising in Aries. Now, if you have a moon or rising ascendant sign in Taurus, then this means that Rahu's going into your 12th and Ketu is going into your 6th house. This is a time that you have to get healthy. You're going to be faced with looking at your health from a whole different vantage point, and you're going to have to change any bad habits that have come around. With Ketu being in the 6th, plus Rahu being in the 12th, a lot of things from your past will be coming up for you to face and to heal them. This is emotional garbage from your past that obviously you thought you were over, but no. You've got to face this, you got to get over and heal some of the emotional resentments or emotions you've had for people and experiences from your past. Now, the whole year should be about health and healing, emotionally, physically, and spiritually for those of you that have Taurus as your ascendant or moon. Now, if your rising ascendant is Gemini or your moon is Gemini, then this means Rahu is going into your 11th house and Ketu is in the 5th house. Now with Rahu in the 11th, you're about to meet a lot of new people, new friends, new associates, and even some very influential people. This can be a time of great gains, money coming to you. But on the flip side, your creative talents do become more astute, more clear, more ingenious with Ketu in the 5th. But if you have children, it is time to pay attention to them. They may be having some issues that you can be helping out with. But on the other side, your creative talents and your intuition, your mind becomes stronger and more clear. This is an incredible time for meeting people, coming up in the world with gains and creative entrepreneurial ideas. But pay attention to your kids. They may be doing things that are actually a cry for help, and attest that. Get down to that. Spend more time with your children if you have them. And it may even be a time that you're yearning to start having a family. This is something that Ketu is a yearn and makes it where you're going to start thinking about this all the more. So if you have a moon or your ascendant is in Cancer, then this means that Rahu is in your 10th house and Ketu's in your 4th house. So this is telling me that there's going to be major changes in your work and your career. And yes, you will have some amazing things for expansion come about. But at the same time, it is a double-edged sword. Don't bite off more than you can handle with Rahu being in the 10th house. It can mean some things are very difficult around the area of work and career. And you have more work and things are over the top extreme for you dealing in the workplace. It can also mean your job could change. Your position could change, or maybe even you change your whole career altogether. But likewise, with Ketu being in your 4th house, I can tell you, you will have major changes with where you're living. You will probably have a move. And if that's not the case, there's going to be some major changes coming up for your family and for your household. Maybe that this is a time of renovation or change, decorating, but your house and where you spend most of your time, I can tell you for certain, will change. And pay attention to your mother. Your mother may be having some issues this year. Be aware. So if your moon or your rising ascendant is in Leo, this means that Rahu's in your 9th and Ketu's in your 3rd. This is a year of travel, new education and learning. That's what the 9th house is, and finding your truth, spirituality. This is so important. But there could be some issues coming around for your father if he's still alive. So be aware that this is something you need to pay more attention to. Your father, maybe you may have disagreements with each other as well. There is something very outrageous that's going on or extreme with your dad. Now, at the same time, you're going to change the way you believe. There's something about your belief systems are going through a transformation. And you will have opportunities to travel far and wide. And you may have trouble with some sibling this year. So if you have brothers or sisters, or maybe some problems with them in their life, or maybe you have some kind of disagreements. And that could even be disagreements that involve both your father and a brother or sister. So be aware of that. And if you're in school, you may find that there's a big change of the subject matter in what you're studying. That's what I see with with Leo as your ascendant. So if you have a moon or ascendant in Virgo, this means Rahu's in your 8th and Ketu's in your 2nd. This can be a time that money could come to you through other people. Possibly this is the time of an inheritance or something to do with money that you share with the spouse, but it means an increase financially through other people. But your own ability to create money, to earn money may change. Well, it will change. Maybe the way that you make money is going to change. And maybe the amounts of money that you make, it could shift and it could change. There's a big transformational energy that's going on around money. And there may be a major change with family. And this can even mean problems with a marriage partner. There could be some major issues. And the way that you work and share your money, it will be a problem. This has to be worked out. So there's issues around family. Be aware during this time. So if your moon or your rising ascendant are in Libra, this means Rahu's in the 7th and Ketu's in the 1st. So this is the relationship issue. There's something about relationships that are quite difficult, but you got to work it out. But I do feel like you feel your partner is not so much there for you, and they are being self-consumed with many of their own things, and they leave you out. You feel abandoned. You feel a miscommunication. You feel a loss through relationships. But at the same time, if you're not in a relationship, this could mean someone could be coming in, absolutely for sure. And they will be very intense, and they will be really outlandish and sweep you up off your feet. It's almost too good to be true. Be careful. Probably they're just an extremist in many ways. So if you have a moon or ascendant rising sign in Scorpio, then this means Rahu's in your 6th and Ketu's in the 12th. This is all about health and healing, getting healthier, stronger. You've got to change your diet. You have to change your exercise routine. And maybe people around you that you work with in the workplace become more difficult than usual. They actually hinder you from working than helping you. And I must say, with Ketu in the 12th, it's time that people from your past may come back to heal and help iron things out, make them better. But you're going to have a lot of past old memories and things come up. Pay attention to your dreams. There's a lot of prophetic information coming to you that's giving you what you need to know about your future. So if your ascendant or your moon sign sits in Sagittarius, then this means that a focus will be around your creative talents, what you're doing, entrepreneurship, new beginnings. Children are important. They may have their own issues that you've got to work out and help them with. If you don't have children, you may be wanting to have children. This could be a turning point for you. And most of all, some of your friends will leave you. I don't know if it's arguments or physically, maybe they're sick. There's something to do with friends. Also, if you have an older sibling, watch out for them. They could be having issues or problems. This could be a time that you could separate, but there's something to be healed with them as well. And maybe there's a massive healing with some of your friends or associates or groups that you're involved in. So if you have a moon or rising sign ascendant in Capricorn, then this means Rahu's in your 4th and Ketu's in your 10th. This means you will change careers probably, or you will change positions. Something about your work will change drastically because Ketu is change. You could decide that you're unhappy with your job and you want to change careers. This will probably be the case whether you do or not. Now, with Rahu being in the 4th house, there's major shifts and changes going on in the home, in the family, and possibly some problems for your mother. Pay attention. But this is probably a time that you're going to move. There are going to be radical shifts and changes with your home and where you live and where you work. Now, if your moon or your rising sign, ascendant, are in Aquarius, then Rahu sits in your 3rd house and Ketu sits in your 9th house. Rahu in the 3rd house means you're going to be commuting or traveling a lot by vehicle, by car. There's like back and forth, moving about, and you feel like there's something more for you to learn. Classes, courses that are going to advance you more with your work and your career. Also, there may be some kind of issue with a brother or sister that you have to go through, work out with them. But pay attention to your father if he's still alive. There could be some losses going on, big changes for him that you need to be aware of. And you are becoming more spirituality in all senses of the word, you're going to be involved in. You're looking for different ways to believe, to feel, to make sense out of your life, to find your truth. And you may even travel to a faraway place to find your truth. This is part of your spiritual quest during this time. So, if your moon or your rising sign, ascendant, are in Pisces, then Rahu's in the 2nd house. You are becoming more independent financially this year. And Ketu goes to your 8th house, which means you got to let go the strings with other people that you're attached to with money. But your independence with making your own money becomes a lot stronger. Gains are there. Money is there. You're working harder. You're making more money. But there's still a little stress probably with the family. And that's because of all of the focus on work and money. But I want you to be very cautious also about what you eat. What you eat with Rahu transiting your 2nd house. You may be excessive, you may be overboard with eating the wrong things or excessively, or drinking. Take this caution and be more balanced. That's what I want you to know. But overall, money's good on your own accord, your own account, your gains. But let go the attachments and the strings of money with other people. So with that, I'd like to close. Now I've given you a little tidbit of what the focus will be about, or what the places of most change and transformation will be occurring in your life with the shift of Rahu and Ketu changing into Rahu into Aries, Ketu in Libra, and this happens March 16th and will be in effect till the end of November of 2023. So remember always, if you want to learn and study Vedic astrology with me, check out my university website, universityofvedicastrology.com. Thank you.